Live on YouTube now.
Make sure. All right. Look at this. We multitasking like champs.
Man, I'm saying my team left. I said, "Okay, you got to figure out how to do it back when you was a boy."
A baby comedian, okay.
YouTube. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be ready in 2 seconds.
Yes. This is the after party. After the show. After party, yeah. Will the audiobooks count? Well, I'll be answering questions while Kev is on.
Okay.
The hardcover is what counts the most for the New York Times bestselling list. So if you bought an audiobook, please also buy a physical copy of Professional Troublemaker, the Fear Fighter Manual. Like, it really is what they will count for the list. All right. Other question that y'all have. What are some signs? Oh, we're gonna get that when Kev can talk. We'll get to that part.
Okay, I got my YouTube up. And I'm just sending it to Patreon, and I'll be ready to go.
You see, folks gotta make the content creators in the building. When is my merch coming out? We are working on it. I want to make sure that we have a way that's gonna be easy. Like, I'm wearing a Fearless shirt that I had Mess in the Bottle create for me. Y'all can't see it. Let me make sure you can. Boom. Okay. But also, y'all have been seeing the Professional Troublemaker starter kit. Y'all been in my DMs about the starter kit. We are going to try to make it actually happen. So go to fearfighterkit.com on your computer so you don't get logged off this. There's a waiting list. If we can make the Fear Fighter starter kit happen, we will. So we're going to try, y'all. We're going to try.
I'm good, Lovey. It's up everywhere. All right. So on YouTube, I can actually pull questions from here.
Okay.
So if y'all want to put your questions in Instagram, we're going to pull questions from Instagram, hello Instagram, and from YouTube and Facebook, wherever you're watching from. If you're not familiar, this is LUVVIE Ajayi Jones, author of Professional Troublemaker, her second book. We talked about it at the book event live a little bit ago, and we are working and believing God to get her a New York Times bestseller for her second time. LUVVIE, while we're starting, where do people need to go to get the book?
Yes. Everybody can go get Professional Troublemaker at any bookstore or Amazon, Barnes & Noble, independent bookstores in your area, Target. And if they don't have it, request it. When y'all tell them we want the book, it actually shows that there is a demand for it and they will stock it. So, and you can also sign up for my tour, professionaltroublemakerbook.com, go buy tickets. So I've done 2 stops so far. There's 5 more to go. I'm in conversation with Esther Perel, Myleik Teal, Gabrielle Union, Kalana Barfield Brown, and Brittany Packnett Cunningham. Pick your poison. Every stop is going to be amazing because I am in conversation with some amazing people. So join. And each ticket that you buy for the tour will get you a signed copy of the book.
Okay. They're saying I'm echoing, LUVVIE, and I'm trying to troubleshoot. I'm talking to this mic that's going on StreamYard. Is it Instagram? Is my voice coming out of your computer and echoing back? Because I don't have any sound.
You are correct. Actually, wait, let me see.
Okay, well, if LUVVIE gets her headphones, we might be safe.
Yeah, that might actually be what happens. The echoing from Kev coming at me. Hold on, let me do this right. Okay.
This is what happens when you try to do everything for everybody.
Right, we try to do everything.
Okay, it sounds good, so it might have picked up. I don't know. We're testing. Give us 1 second.
It's sounding good right now?
That's what they're saying.
Hold on. Wait.
I still hear an echo in my...
Hold on. Yeah. Let me turn off. I can't hear you at all, Kev, so wait. Okay. Still an echo. Power Beats couldn't connect. Okay.
It seems like echo's gone now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Boom. How's that?
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So pop your questions here or Instagram. The question that I didn't get to from Romans right before we had to leave, bless you, is who is your professional? Who is your, bless you again. Amen. I'm only going to give you 2.
Amen.
Who is your favorite professional troublemaker going right now and why?
Oof. There's so many. I can't pick a favorite professional troublemaker.
Okay.
I can't pick one. Yeah.
Okay, well, sure, you ain't got to pick one. Okay, what questions do y'all have for LUVVIE, author of The Professional Troublemaker? The other question people ask is, how did we meet? How did you and I become friends?
Yes. So me and Kev became friends because when Scandal happened, we both got obsessed with Scandal. And then one day, so I used to live tweet Scandal and, talk about all the things Olivia Pope was up to. And every Thursday night, it was like my appointment TV. And I remember one night after Scandal went off, the next morning, I started seeing this thing called Cartoon Scandal. And Cartoon Scandal was like this poorly animated, hysterical version. That was a recap of Scandal. And that's how I found Kev.
Terribly animated. Yeah, it was. I was using Go Animate software, and it did it all for me. And I was like, shoot, this is all I need. Shoot, here's a good question. Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen. I'm trying to find it and give LUVVIE my professional thing, and I can't find it because it was going on there. What I'm gonna do now, LUVVIE, when I find a question, I'm gonna just throw it up there and we can get to it the next time. Here it is.
Yeah, I'll ask. Okay, you talk about
fighting fear. That voice in our own head that tells us we're not enough.
Yeah. Oof. You got to know that fear is a liar and a cheat. Fear is a liar and a cheat. It exists because the feeling of fear, the emotion of fear is what keeps us from putting our hand in fire.
Yep.
But that same thing keeps us from asking for the raise and the promotion. It keeps us from having the tough conversation with our friends. Yeah. That same thing that keeps us from jumping off out of an airplane without a parachute is the same thing that tells us that we are not good enough. It's the same thing that makes us hold on to control because we're afraid of somebody dropping the ball on our behalf. So you have to tell the voice, listen, I hear you, but I'm not going to hear you. Yeah. You're not being real. You're not real because you're going to stop me from doing the thing that I am purposed to do. And then you have to make the decision because it is a decision. You're not going to stop being afraid. You got to make a decision to not let the fear stop you from doing what you actually have to do. Like it is a thing where you tell it, you like, listen, I know I'm scared. I know this thing is not feeling natural. I know it's feeling uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway because I feel like my inaction will convict me. And you do it.
I love that because fear is it's a basic human response.
Yes.
Right? In your body, we are animalistic in nature and your body wants to protect you from hurt, harm, things like that. But sometimes we are so protected that we don't actually live out our purpose.
Correct.
Fear, courage isn't, this is a great quote, I didn't make it up. It's not the absence of fear. It's the ability to do it in spite of fear.
Correct. And you cannot have courage without fear. That's the thing. Courage cannot exist without you being afraid first, because it's not courageous if it was easy. It's not brave if you weren't afraid.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need the fear. So you already have the first step is the fear. But now the courage asks you to move. It asks of you to move.
I love that. The fear is included.
It's included.
The fear came in the box.
Correct.
The fear came in the box. You're going to have to add the courage and mix it and make something great. Fear included. And batteries is included. That fear going to come with that thing.
Correct. And you cannot have the courage without the fear. So if you're not afraid, ain't no courage attached.
Woo, that's good. Okay, Robin Louise says, what about the fear of not finding your actual purpose?
The fear of not finding your actual purpose. Here's the thing about finding your purpose. You ain't got to go looking for it. You just need to stop doubting it. The thing that you are supposed to do is typically the thing that feels too easy. For a long time, I thought I wasn't a writer because writing came too easy for me. I thought, oh, you know what? Nah, I thought for writing, I was like, oh, don't I have to have like writer's block? Don't I have to show up in a certain way? And because I felt it was easy, I didn't realize it was my purpose. But here's the thing that's your gift is the thing that's easy because you didn't have to earn it, right? Your purpose is really tied to your gift. But because we think it's easy, we will question it. We will say that can't be it. That feels too easy. There's a catch.
Surely.
No, the reason why it's a gift is because you didn't have to work for it. Gifts are presents. They were handed to you.
Yeah.
You honed the gift, right? So I usually say like people's purpose is already there, but you spend so much time saying that ain't it. Let me move it to the side. That thing that people come to you for constantly, that just comes easy. That thing that you sleep thinking about, that you're like, I just do it effortlessly.
Yeah.
Your purpose is probably tied to something around it. Just stop doubting it.
Whew. Okay, listen, this is the follow-up question to that previous question. You and your bag today, Lovey, I want you to stay there. Can you reprogram the question is from D and Claxton. Can you reprogram yourself to not psych yourself out first? Cut that negative voice off at the pass.
That's where the intentional decision comes in. So does the fear ever go away? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
But I think about when I jumped out of a plane. So I went skydiving when I turned 30. That was 6 years ago. And I promise, like the moment I was sitting at the edge of the plane about to fall out with this white dude strapped to my back. Well, I'm strapped to him, actually. I remember when I fell out the plane because I was like, oh, Lord, I'm stupid. Why did I do this? Why did I do this, Father God?
Right.
What happened is for 3 seconds, I forgot how to breathe. I forgot how to breathe. And then my body was like, remember, just go ahead, do that again. I'm like, oh, right. And it was such an incredible experience. And what that taught me is like in the moments when I'm afraid, it feels like those first 3 seconds.
Yeah.
When you fall out the plane and you can't breathe and you're like, but then you remember how to breathe again and you go, I was supposed to do this. Yes. So don't think about the fear as this ever-present thing, but you reprogram yourself by just saying, even though I am afraid, I am going to do that thing anyway. I'm going to move forward regardless.
Okay, Lovey. B. Martintina Design says, what if your gift is learning many things easily?
Then maybe you're a project manager.
Come on and have an answer locked and loaded.
I'm like, if your gift is learning many things easily, you are a polyglot. Like you are a polymath. You might have your hands in a lot of things, but what that could look like is you are an expert at making sure things don't fall apart. So our purpose, and let me be clear, is when we talk about purpose, it's not always about start your own company. You might be amazing at supporting somebody else. That in itself is a form of service.
Yes.
That we should not, we should not diminish. We live in a world right now that is glorifying entrepreneurship. Yeah. Your purpose is not always tied to you starting your own company. Right. Who are you supposed to be serving? What are you supposed to be doing with your gifts? It might include working with somebody else. There's no shame. And I think there's so much value in people who are able to help bring their gifts to somebody else's gift and you create magic because of it.
Yeah. Somebody said, look straight, Kev. The questions are on the right. That's why I'm looking to the right. Y'all stall me.
Exactly.
I'm trying to pull the question. Now, hush. Now, before you get there, this question is the next question. But the question I want to stay there with is, we were talking in the book club about your zone of genius, right? And I want people to get that. How do you differentiate what maybe you're good at many things, but I need to zone in on one so that I can excel? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, the zone of genius is the thing that you are so good at that comes naturally, and then you've honed it so you're even better at it. That you notice that everybody else might struggle at this thing, but you are in your bag. Right now, I'm in my zone of genius.
Yes.
I am operating in my zone of genius whenever I use my words to make people, feel joy, think critically, and compel them to take action that makes the world better than they found it. That's when I'm in my zone of genius, when I'm using my words in service of other people.
Yeah.
So how I know is I don't miss much. One, I don't have to necessarily sit here being like, oh God, how should I do it? How should I say it? That's where the gift comes in, right? Again, the zone of genius is your gift, is your purpose. All of those things are tied together. What is the thing that when you do it, it sings?
Right.
People connect to it and they go, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, that's your gift. That's your zone of genius. That thing that also makes you, it energizes you when you do it.
Yeah.
Right? It gives you energy. You're like, yes, I'm in my bag. That's your zone of genius. And
Yeah.
you got to start figuring out the thing that brings you joy when you're doing it. When you do it, you will get rewarded for it over and over again.
Mm-hmm. So Zen 8 asks, what if even though it's your gift, it's hard? How do you deal with that? Does that mean it's not in your lane?
Well, your gift comes easy to you in that the basic is easy, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't take it for granted. You have to hone your gifts, because gifts that are not honed, they become useless.
Yeah.
So you work harder at it, and then you start leveling up. The point where it gets hard is when you go from I'm really good at it to I am great.
Right.
That's when it gets hard. But you stick with it because you're like, I can't help but do it.
Yes. Yeah. I think in my life, I've always had the ability to make people laugh.
Yes.
Right. But the stand-up comedy, there was other things I had to learn to excel at that. Yeah. Right? I can make you laugh, but I need stage presence. I need to develop material. I need timing. I need to read an audience. But the gift to make you laugh, that came in the box. Go ahead.
The handling of the stuff is right. Yeah. What a lot of people are missing with their gift is discipline and consistency.
LUVVIE, when I tell you, people ask me what's the key, and I tell them it's discipline and consistency. Ain't no magic sauce.
It's
every day doing it when nobody sees it, when it's hard.
Day
in, day out.
Every day. Like, you can be the most gifted person, but if you have no discipline, it goes nowhere. You can be the most creative person. If you have no structure around you, you won't have clients because you're going to drop the ball. So the gift is the starting point. It's where you start. And then everything else is where it grows. Like, how you grow your gift is you focus in on it, you hone in on it, you do the work every day. I write every single day, something every day, even if it's a paragraph of something. And then you put structures around you, people who are better at the operational stuff, to then be able to get your gift out. One of the things, you cannot exploit your gift in the service of others if you don't have the structure or the discipline. Right. There's a lot of people there's a lot of really talented people in this world who we will never know, who we've never seen their gift because they're not disciplined about it.
I tell people all the time, there's plenty of comedians who are funnier than me. Very few who work as hard and as are consistent as I am. That's really the separator. Deion Sanders said he wasn't even the best football player in his neighborhood. Cool. But most of the players could not keep the grades to play. And he's Hall of Fame, one of the greatest cornerbacks ever. And most of that was discipline. Okay. Lavish Glow says, how can you handle your fear when your gift conflicts with your anxiety?
Your gift will always conflict with your anxiety because you will always wonder whether you're good enough at it. And that's what actually makes you really good at it. Because you'll continue to hone it. Because you'll be like, I got to stay in my bag. Right. So I got to make sure I keep doing this thing. The way you can use anxiety to fuel your gift is you let the anxiety don't let you get too comfortable.
Right.
You let the imposter syndrome don't let you get too comfortable. So then you go, I got to keep working at this thing. And because you keep working at it, the consistency and the habit, the discipline, you will get better at it purely because you've been working at it. To your point, Kev, and tying this back to the Deion Sanders thing, I've been blogging for 18 years. Yeah. I'm not the best writer. I'd never say I'm the best writer in the world. There are people who blogged 15 years ago who I thought were my mentors, who you don't know their name because they stopped. I just didn't stop. I never stopped writing publicly. So then as my career grew, I'm like, it's because I never stopped. So all the anxiety stuff that I have too, I just let it fuel me. I just kept on doing it. And then I got rewarded for it. I'm still here. The
genius thing about us is that we didn't quit.
The genius thing about us is that we did not quit.
Man, Unique has that in her warehouse.
She does.
And I thought that was so key. I promise you, it's crazy. We were talking about LUVVIE was saying she's an 18-year overnight success.
Correct.
Listen, and what you end up doing is you build so many. I have so many videos that are somebody's favorite video. I just made so, and I very rarely, if ever, truly go viral. I mean, hardly ever.
Same. I don't be going viral. I don't go viral often. It's just somebody be like, I think I've seen her somewhere before. Because you see this face, because that's my face, whether you remember my name or not, my face is memorable. Because
Why do you think I keep my face in the side of that video? You think you just gonna watch that and not me? I always start off my face. I'm like,
but here's the thing,
man.
But Kev, fun fact: for years, nobody knew what I looked like. They just saw my cartoon.
I remember.
My cartoon was my avatar, right? And
Yeah.
then when I finally started showing more of my face, people was like, "God damn it, you look just like that cartoon." I wasn't lying to y'all. But here's the thing too. I'm easy to make a cartoon because I have very strong features. Everything about me is like strong, like cheekbones. I got these eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm really easy to create into a cartoon. Like I look just like my cartoon, my avatar. But here's the thing is like people got used to just seeing my work and hearing my name. And because the other thing, Kev, that we have in common, even though yours is 3 words put together, we're one names. You hear LUVVIE, you ain't got to hear my last name. And you already know who I am. Yeah. Right? Like, and that came from the fact that we created these lanes. We had names and gave each other names that like made sense that nobody else would necessarily have. There can't be another Kev on stage. Yeah. And there might be another LUVVIE, but the only LUVVIE y'all know is LUVVIE Smith, and he's a coach. Right. And it's not even spelled in the same way mine is spelled. So, and even if it was,
about that until right now.
Correct. You forget him.
Right.
You forget. There is only one LUVVIE. Another one is a counterfeit. Okay. It's another one is a counterfeit. Let people know. Okay. Let them know.
Here's a good question too. I'm sorry, LUVVIE. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
What if, because I know a lot of people ask me this and I ain't really had a good answer, so I hope you do. What if you know your zone of genius, but you don't know how to monetize it?
You don't have to.
Really?
Here's the thing. The other thing that's happening is everybody's finding that like the hobby that they have, they're feeling pressed to monetize it instantly. You don't got to right now, but your zone of genius, the reason why you should monetize it is because that thing is something that you're good at and it brings you joy. So if you can infuse it into more of your life, you will spend a lot of your days doing things that you love. So if you can have it as a part of your job in some way, right? You don't have to monetize it as an entrepreneur. You can monetize it in your 9 to 5. If you're amazing at certain things, and I ask my team this all day, every day, what is your zone of genius? Let's make sure that you're operating in your zone of genius. I hired a business coach to help me make sure that the way my business is structured, I'm mostly operating in my zone of genius, that I spend most of my time. So we're moving me out of anything that is not me getting on and speaking and writing and the marketing, because my background is in marketing and communications. So if you work in a company, start figuring out what your zone of genius is and then do that thing for the company. So it might mean you might have to switch positions at the company. Hopefully they're open to it. And then if not, bounce. But I think you can find ways to monetize your zone of genius that's not all about starting your own company, but that would not also break your back.
Don't let LLC Twitter fool you. Everybody does not have to have an LLC. Everybody does not have to be an entrepreneur. Let me tell you what I miss. Certainty. W2, direct deposit, 401k, fairly priced healthcare.
But wait though, Kev, you know you ain't got to miss those things.
Oh, I got them now.
Amen. Amen. Praise God.
It took a minute, but in order to get here, I had to take it off of there. I remember when LA Felt Real was that first Friday. Not the first Friday I was there, but the first Friday where I usually would have got direct deposit, and Boeing didn't pay me just because I didn't work there no more. That's how y'all feel? So just because I don't work there, y'all not gonna pay me. I'm trying to trace my dream. 2,000 just because I'm saying? A year and a half of an okay employee. Y'all ain't gonna help me.
You're not gonna help me out like this?
Wow, y'all just gonna pay me only if I work. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, next question comes from Bianca Brown. How do you overcome anxiety around charging for your gift if you feel that it comes so easy, but you feel like you're not the best?
Just because it comes so easy does not mean I'm not worth the money I charge. You know why? You know what you're paying me for? You're paying me for the fact that it comes so easy.
Yeah.
You're paying me you are paying me for the fact that this is my genius zone. Nobody else can do it in the way that I do it. I'm not saying I'm the best, but nobody else can do it in the exact way that I do it. You are paying me for the value that I bring, the years of experience, the discipline that I'm bringing, the excellence that I am bringing. And I don't care whether or not I think I'm the best, I am going to work hard and give you something that's going to blow your mind. So you're paying me for that. So when you are going in and trying to ask for the money that you're worth, if it is easier, put it in writing and just say, I will send you my fee. But because sometimes when we're asking for the money, we will speak of it in a question mark, not exclamation point. They ask you, you know, how much is your fee? And you say 10,000. Well, shit, if you're not sure, I'm not sure. If you are not sure, I am not sure either. So you learn to speak of yourself in exclamation points because you know that they are paying you for what you're worth. Don't worry about being the best. Ain't nobody asked you to be the best. They asked you to do it and be amazing at it. They ain't got to be the best. And also the best is subjective.
The best is subjective. Listen, I'm a stand-up comedian. I might not, and this, I'm very confident in myself. I might not ever be Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, whoever.
We don't need you to be, though.
I don't need to be. I'm for Black kids who grew up in church, secretly listen to R&B and hip hop.
Secretly listening.
You know, I remember my dad caught me listening to TLC, and he happened to catch me listening to Red Light Special. He took my Walkman. He was like, "What is this?" I thought it was the Mighty Clouds of Joy. I must have been mistaken, sir. But there's more people out there who grew up like I grew up, and all I got to do is be the best to them. I have to be the best to everybody. I just got
because you can't.
Yeah,
that's it. Very specific people. Yeah, but here's the thing, though: when you know who you want to serve, you end up serving the world. When you know
it's in your pocket,
I'm in my bag.
You in your pocket, right? Keep talking.
When you know who you want to serve, you end up serving the world. But if you try to serve the world, you serve nobody. Because when you know who you want to serve, you're talking to that person, right? And you speak into their spirit. You're talking about their pain points because you've been there. You understand it. So they're like, you see me. And because you see them, you see other people too. Yeah. When you're like, I'm for everybody, that means you don't have a strong point of view. You ain't picking a lane. You just running all over the track. Just gallivanting. Just all over the track. Just gallivanting anyhow. Talk to the person you need to talk to, and that person will then be the person that represents everybody who you need to get to. And for me, I talk to myself when I'm writing. When I'm speaking, I'm the person I'm thinking about. Because I'm like, if I need to hear this, then somebody else needs to hear this. And I think that's when we need to understand that, like, our gift is not for everybody.
Right.
It ain't. We're not supposed to be serving everybody. Like, we need to be talking to people we need to talk to and be okay with that. The problem is we think we gotta serve everybody. I ain't for everybody.
I'm not. Don't like
everybody. Me. Don't like me. I don't like LUVVIE. Well, shit. Thank you. I don't like LUVVIE. I think, okay, cool. I don't care. But the people who like me, the people who I can speak to, who I speak to their spirits, it reaches. You not liking me ain't my business.
It really is not.
My gift, I was not put here to connect with you. That me and you was not supposed to be in the same circle then. And that's okay. But the people who I was supposed to connect with, I'll connect with them. And we will jam.
That's all. Listen, on Friday, Ice Cube told that woman, you need to line your mustache up. She said, I know somebody that like it. All you got to do is know somebody that like it. Look, and listen, the thing about politicians that I have understood and centered on, you must cater to your base.
That's it.
And then hopefully your base grows. You can get very far just catering to your base. Tyler Perry catches a lot of slack on all social media, his art and everything. Tyler said, I do not care. If you don't like me, you already don't like me.
That's
but the people that like me, I'm only trying to serve them. And if you hate me and Twitter, you got whole groups, Reddit things. Hey, baby, hate me. One thing I had to come with myself is I want to be a household name. But just because you're a household name doesn't mean everybody's household likes that.
Blue, there it is.
McDonald's is a household name, but some of that is from Super Size Me, which says they're terrible. You shouldn't eat their food, and look how sick you got. It doesn't mean everybody loves you. They just know about you.
They just know. And here's the thing, though. I don't even want everybody to know about me.
Right.
I don't want fame. I've never wanted fame. I've never been like, you know what I'm gonna do, and now I'm gonna get famous. And it makes me actually uncomfortable.
Me too.
Like the fact that I'm like, more people know my name than I can ever understand. It makes me uncomfortable. And I'm like, to the point that I was making to you, Kev, like being Goliath now, when we used to be David, now that so many more people know us, more people are like praying for our downfall. But here's the thing that I gotta understand. Whoo, Lord, you can want and throw arrows at me all you want, but you ain't give me this, so you can't get me off that thing.
Listen, LUVVIE said people try to get her to lose her job. How am I going to lose my job when it's my company?
How am I going to lose my job when God gave me this purpose?
Yeah,
how am I? How I'm going to lose my job when God is the one who anointed me? You going to be bigger than God? You got the power?
The Bible says, check me, boo. The Bible.
Come on.
Listen, they didn't say it like that, but the Message version said, I serve the God of... Listen, in the Bible, they didn't even... Oh, come on, watch this. Get this. Get this live. Instagram and Patreon. Get this. God is so powerful. In the Bible, the people who didn't even believe in him said, the God of Abraham and Isaac. I don't even need to know him personally. I've heard of him through you. I don't even believe in him for myself. I believe in your belief. Hey!
That's what I'm saying.
What you did not give.
How you going to take? How?
Audacity.
The unmitigated gall.
Unmitigated gall to take what you did not get me here. How dare you think you can take me from where you have not placed me?
Come on. You don't even know how to get to where I am. How you going to reach me? How you gonna reach me when you ain't got the map? You don't even have the map to get to where I'm at.
The gospel songwriter Flo Millie said, how we beefing? I don't even know you. How we beefing? I don't even know you. Beef where?
Kev, let me tell you the time when I got real petty. Let me tell you about a time when I was like, if I tweeted this, I might have trended on Twitter again. Somebody was tweeting something crazy at me. And I said, I typed it. I typed it. And I had to delete it because I said, don't do it. Don't you do it.
Yeah.
This person was coming so crazy at me and said some wild stuff. And I wanted to say, you can't even say that to my face because to see me in a room, you have to pay to get there. But I had to delete it. I said, let me go ahead and delete it because I would definitely trend on Twitter again. Come at me. All this keyboard people forget, right? Just because I am a Christ child, okay? Just because I am LUVVIE of TED Talk, just because I am the author, y'all forgot. Y'all forgot that I can go, okay? We can do this. We can do this. You're not gonna say it to my face. So and Kev, I got this one piece of advice that blessed me.
Okay, drop it on me.
They said, if you would not take somebody's advice, don't take their criticism.
Listen.
If you would not take their advice, do not take on their criticism. If you're not going, go to them for their counsel. Don't go to them for their critiques.
My wife says this all the time. Listen, how you in the arena cheering. The gladiator in there though. We in there. I don't know how the quote goes exactly, but the person is in the arena. The gospel songwriter said, how you hating from outside the club? You can't get in.
Outside the club, you ain't even in the club.
You ain't even in. Huh?
Make it make sense.
Listen, there's an artist who trends on Twitter. She's very polarizing. And she decided this week, and I put this in my mind. She said, I'm no longer taking critique from people who are not in my community. You don't like me anyway.
You ain't like me anyway.
Why would I take critique from you when you would never give me praise?
Ooh!
Why would I? You would never congratulate me for anything done well. So why? Now, my audience, my core, my family, my friends who would give me praise and rightful critique, okay, I know y'all coming for love. If you would never give me praise, then your critique falls on deaf ears.
Ooh. 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 Like, what? What? Let people know.
Let them know, Melissa. I wish you could text me that quote because it's something about Theodore Roosevelt that said it's something about the arena, but man, shoot. Okay, here's a good question, Lovey, from Ashley Oliver. Best tip from therapy on overcoming fear, or if not from therapy, from your own life.
Ooh, you just gonna have to do it scared, man. Like the reason why. Let me tell. If y'all have been blessed, by the way, by this word, y'all go ahead and go order this book real quick.
Tell them where they go, Lovey. I'm gonna put it in there right now. Where do they go? Is it? It's for I can never spell professional.
You can order this book from Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, whatchamacallit, anywhere that they sell books. Buy the actual hardcover. It's all up through it. So, but if you want to come to my other conversations with amazing people, professionaltroublemakerbook.com, go buy tickets. I'm gonna be in conversation with Esther Perel, Gabrielle Union, Myleik Till, Brittany Packnett Cunningham, and Kalana Barfoot Brown. But therapy and fear. Yeah. So ultimately, you got to understand that you're not going to stop being afraid. And here's the thing is, a lot of your fears don't even belong to you. A lot of your fears don't belong to you, as in they weren't yours. Somebody gave them to you. Your parents, your friends, the world, they told you what to be afraid of. And then all of a sudden you think they're yours. They were never yours. So you got to kind of leave them behind and figure out why you've been carrying somebody else's fears. When people tell you, don't quit your job, girl, how you going to pay your bills? They gave you their fear of your failure. It's not for you to hold. So you got to just drop that.
Lovey, just that alone. Now you said this, you talked about this a little bit when you talked about traveling. And people, I don't know if you went to Mexico or something about, well, don't drink the water. Hey, baby, your projection is not mine.
It's not mine. Why you got me carrying your baggage? Why I gotta carry your bag? Look, I'm already carrying my own bags.
Bag lady, you gonna hurt your bag. I can't carry that for you.
Dragging all them bags like that. Come on, Erica. Come on, Erica.
Writer extraordinaire. I can't carry your bag back. My back hurts. And you have enough of your fear alone. I can't take yours too.
I can't take it. I'm full up on my own fears. I got to work on my own, let alone yours on top of that. And the people who love us will often drop their fears on us because other people drop fears on them. So we just passing on fears. Everybody. What I want to do is I want to loan people courage. I want to pass courage to people, not fear.
Lovey! Y'all get her book for our fire on you on the dead homies. If she giving this game for free, imagine how much is in the book. She doing this off the cuff. Imagine what she sat here over 2 years and wrote this book. This is just off the dome. She's just off the dome. She done labored over that thing.
Cause Zone of Genius.
Get this book. Don't just let the evangelist labor in vain. Melissa, First Lady, and I, we done sold another into Evangelist Ajayi Jones. Y'all don't get that thing.
Stop playing.
More about that, Lovey, because I think that is so key. My son, they talk about getting ready to go back to school, right? And me and Melissa have talked about we want him to stay in the school, but it's far, right? It was in our old neighborhood, and we got to take him there, right? So when we talked to him about going back to school, he said, I don't want to have to go because it's a long ride. And Melissa said, you know what? He taking that thing. He don't want to do it. He don't even drive. He's heard us say that it's a long ride. We're going to have to get up. He's talking about have to get up early. He get up early anyway. But he's taking just what we've said to each other. And he said, I don't want to get up early. I don't want to drive back and forth. You cannot drive.
You can't drive, sir.
You can't drive. We got to take you and pick you up. But that's a perfect example of taking somebody's fear because that was our, I don't want to do this. And now that became his. And it ain't even something that you can do or not do. I think that's because a lot of times people's fear is they project their fear of you chasing their dreams. Chasing your dreams because it reminds them they haven't chased theirs.
And that's the other thing. Sometimes in your success, people will project their failures on you too. Many people deal with the fact that part of the fear of success comes with who you're going to lose along the way. I've lost friends just because I've gotten more successful, who in my success saw what they did not do. And I'm like, besides the actual fear, so then they give you the fear of success because you're afraid of, okay, if I get any bigger, who else will I lose? And then you start realizing that you've been everybody's traumas is being passed on, and we're all carrying it, and it's showing up differently. And then we look up one day and realize, what did I actually want? I don't know, because everybody has told me to be afraid of everything.
Watch this, Lovey. I want to put this on you because the Holy Spirit dropped this in my heart.
Come on.
I have lost friends along the way, but I've also gained new ones.
Yes.
Sometimes in life, you cannot control all of these things. You can't control people, how they react, how they respond. Try as you might, right? Sometimes that jealousy, that anger, that fear, that whatever they see in you is their own fear, insecurity, failure, whatever, right?
Yes.
But sometimes you can't even hold these two friends at the same time, right? Because the friends at this stage of your life, and I don't mean you level up beyond people. Sometimes you just say, I'm gonna go this path.
Yes.
Right? My sons play video games a lot. We play the games a lot with them. In a lot of video games, the tools, the assets you need are only on the levels you need them on.
Woo!
They don't give you that stuff in earlier levels. You have no need for it. It might even hurt you.
It might hurt you. Yeah, because you're not ready to carry the load.
Because you're not even ready to carry it. But the people you need are already on there. My pastor gave me one of the best analogies, and I'm going to give it to you here in case you haven't heard it. He was talking about being on an airplane, right? And I preach this in my fake messages that are really disguised as being real because people don't go to church, but they come for comedy. He said, you've traveled internationally, Lovey, right? From Chicago, right? If you're going from Chicago to, say, Paris, it might not be a nonstop flight, right? You might fly to New York and then transfer. The pilot that flew you from O'Hare to LaGuardia isn't necessarily the pilot and crew that's going to take you from New York to Charles de Gaulle, right? Different planes, different skill set, different expertise, right? Most pilots only train on one plane, not good or bad. Some 737s, they only fly 737. Some 777, they only fly 777. You trying to take a 737 pilot on an international trip, he is not equipped.
But here's the other thing too.
Watch this.
If a plane is too big for the runway, it will crash. Okay?
I hear you, Lovey.
If the plane, that's why certain airports can only take certain planes. Any old plane just can't land in any airport. It doesn't have the capacity. That airport doesn't even have the equipment to support it. So when you wonder why certain people leave, or when you wonder why you didn't get a certain opportunity, maybe you weren't ready for it, because if you got it, you would lose it.
Lovey, I don't think you know how much you hidden right now. I don't think you know, Lovey. It's coming too easy for you. You big ZOG right now. You big zone of genius right now.
Big ZOG right now.
Listen, I'm going to tell you from my own life, right? I thought I was ready 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Watch this. You're always afraid to fail. Everybody's afraid to fail. The best lessons in my life and career were failures. The reason I know what a bad deal is now is because I signed one. I've been beat out of money. I've been worked too hard. I've been taken advantage of. I've been passed over. But it was, I don't want to do that. They might take advantage of you. Guess what? Sometimes people take advantage of you and you be like, okay, now I know what that looks like. I'm not going to let that happen again. But if you don't do that, you won't be ready for when you needed that information.
Also, sometimes you have to fail now to keep you from doing bigger fails later. Sometimes you need to fail when only 4 people are watching. So when 400,000 people are watching, you will make that same failure. You will make that same mistake. Your mistakes will be different. You will still make mistakes. But it will be the same one. And sometimes failure will tell you, I need to prepare you for this next season. So you need to be equipped. And I've had that. In this book, chapter 7, I talk about my biggest fail. That chapter is called Fail Loudly. I trended on Twitter. I was knocked off my square. But I realized that failure existed to alert me to this new level that I was going into, that I had to move slightly different and think about myself slightly different and prepare. It was like I was being given a new runway. It's like, I'm giving you a new plane. So I got to expand your runway right now. So I need you to be able to land this plane without crashing. So I'm going to blow this runway out. We need to build a brand new one. And that's what happened. And in those moments of deep failure, like the stuff that hurts, like your whole spirit be like, well, okay. In those moments, after you come out of it, it is for your greater good, because I had to fail in that big way for today to happen. That failure is what allowed me to write this book. That failure made me go to therapy extra. And my therapist had to walk me through how I show up, who I am, what I think about myself in the quiet moments. That is all the things that led me to write this book. And this book is going to transform somebody else's life. So that failure was for everybody's greater good, even outside of me.
Watch
and I think,
LUVVIE.
Come on.
Book. You see it on the screen. Amazon, local book carrier. Get it. Watch this, LUVVIE. I was so afraid to acknowledge that my star was rising, that I was growing. I wouldn't even say it. I would not say it. It was because I was moving like I was small, that I was making the mistakes. I had to acknowledge I was actually big. I'm not no celebrity. I'm not famous. I'm just little Kev. My platform ain't even big. Guess what? It was that small thinking, when it is very obvious that my platform is large, that I'm recognizable. Some would call famous, some would call celebrity. So thinking small when I was big and not acknowledging the truth right then is what was causing me to make the mistakes that I was trying to avoid.
I would go back to that David and Goliath. For those who missed it on that last conversation, what happened there, Kev, is that you thought you were David. You were thinking as if you were David when you were Goliath now. You started as David, right? You were the one trying to figure it out. You became Goliath. But you only still saw yourself as David, and God had to tell you, sir, you're bigger now. You are Goliath. The levels have changed. Your power has changed. Your responsibility has changed.
Absolutely.
What I'm asking for you to do with your purpose has changed. You're going to reach more people easily. And I need you to see this and know this now, because if you made David mistakes 5 years down the line, it's going to cost you even more. So you had to,
Whew. Listen, LUVVIE boy, you are walking right in your purpose right now. I done told the people all in our earlier session, LUVVIE was in my personal business, and she has continued on for another hour in my personal business. I think it was so necessary, though. People, we live so timidly, right? Most people, I heard this quote that really, really stuck with me. Most people quit their dream at 25 and don't die at 75.
Ooh.
You done gave up long before you. And I look at so many actors and moguls and people. Most of them people ain't even really start getting going good till they're 35, 37, 41, 43. Steve Harvey, Kings of Comedy, 35. Bernie was 35 on the Comedy Jam. Steve Carell, 41, 43 on The Office. You're counting yourself out. And here's another thing that we do, right? Big mistake. Ourselves by watching someone else walk their path. Right? I watch Issa, who I admire tremendously.
Love me some Issa. That's the homie.
Love Issa Rae, right? Issa's goal was to work in traditional Hollywood, get her shows on, spin it up, HBO movies. She's rocking in every way. I'm like, man, I'm not doing what Issa does. It ain't even my goal to be Issa. My whole thing was always to be independent and do my thing. So why am I comparing myself to a person who's not even in my path? And really be getting down, and I'm not playing the game the same way. When you own stuff, it take a lot longer to get it. Take a lot longer to build that cachet. Right?
Don't I know it?
Longer. And now I got a whole studio. I got 3 studios. LUVVIE.
Kev, if not you, who? If not you, who? Like, if not you, who?
Get them all, go! Let me tell you, people say, listen, Kev, you big. You a big dude. You got a big body. You got a big head. Hey, I'm going to tell you what. When you need to carry a heavy load, you need a pickup truck. Okay? A Prius is great on gas mileage. It's efficiency. But when you got to carry a lot of stuff, I need that Ford F-150, that Super Duty. I got this body. I'm going to explain it any way I can, Lovey. I got this Ford 250 body because I got to carry a lot of stuff. I got this big head because it's full of ideas. If I was a small man, God bless you, I'd be efficient, but I wouldn't be me. You got to have some weight on you to do what God designed you to do. Oh!
Come on.
Yeah!
Come on.
I don't get it. Okay, we got time for a couple more questions, y'all. I want y'all to.
This is epic. This is epic, yo.
I love you so much. I've been admiring.
This is such a blessing.
It is like
such a blessing.
I want y'all to get this book, right? I want everybody, especially my Black people. We already got to deal with racism, systemic racism, colorism, all that. Let us not then add our own weight to what society already has given us.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Let us not. Yes. It's already heavy for us. But let's share our own stuff.
We were not brought to this earth to apologize for ourselves. We were not brought to this earth to say, well, I guess I'll have to sacrifice myself. I need us to betray ourselves less. I need us to betray ourselves less. And part of that looks like shedding a lot of this stuff that we've carried. A lot of our lives, we've learned unhealthy things about ourselves, about other people, about fear. We've carried other people's fears. We put it on like backpacks and carried it from house to house, city to city and stuff. Let it go. And and all of us deal with it on a real level. And it's not that it stops happening for us. Like even I'm talking about it, fully aware that I still deal with a lot of this stuff. Praise God for therapy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's so much for us to do and have in this world that, the world tells us we're not enough constantly, telling us to be afraid of everything. And I'm just like, yo, that's a lot. It's too much.
I got a story to share. This really changed my life. I used to think I was really ugly as a kid, and I play around about that a lot online. But please believe, I know I'm big fine. You feel me?
Big. Let them know.
Let them know. I see my wife. Y'all don't play with your boy. You understand me? But watch this. When I was in 5th grade, there was a girl who I thought was the most beautiful girl. This one I thought I was ugly. I was tripping. Beautiful girl in the world, Black girl, deep skin, all this stuff, right? Loved her. Big crush, big fear. Went to a school dance. I'm standing at the dance floor. She comes up to me, Lovey, and it's like, do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Hey, Kevin, do you want to dance? Okay. She walked away.
You ain't say nothing?
Lovey. I'd never spoken to the girl. This was all in my dreams. She walked up to me, shot her shot in public, right? Frozen with fear. I walked away. Never had the chance to talk to her again. Walked into the bathroom. I said, never again. Don't you ever think less of yourself that when it walks right up to you, you can't even take advantage of it. The world gonna call me ugly. I don't gotta agree. You understand me? I'm walking in that place. Who Idris Elba don't got no candle to care, cuz you better act stop.
It reminds me of that parable where somebody says, God saved me, as their house is like being flooded. And a helicopter comes and they say, no, I'm waiting on God.
Yeah.
And then a boat comes and they say, no, I'm waiting on God. And then something else comes and then they die and they get to heaven. They ask God, I was waiting on you. God was like, what was the helicopter I sent you? What was the boat that I sent you? Right? And that's what I think about when I think about the moments when we're afraid of doing something that feels too big and feels too audacious. When you're like, God transformed my life, and God sends you something that might transform your life, and you're so afraid that you reject it. And he's like, well, I tried. You know what I mean? Like when we are constantly walking with fear, That's what it's like. It's like
Yes.
all the things that are presented to us, all the things that belong to us, until we start honoring our gifts and saying, I am afraid, but really seeing it for what it is and saying, this is a growth opportunity. This is something I'm supposed to do. Then we're like, God, I asked you for help. He sent it in a whole different types of forms.
Listen, LUVVIE, I want to share something with you. Somebody shared with me. Someone said, God, have you ever had an idea, right, that you didn't move on, and then you saw somebody else move on it? God, dang, I had that. I did that. The idea was birthed in you. But if you will not act on it, someone else will. And now you've got to sit and watch yourself and your idea be handed to someone else. If I didn't get the studio and I said, I'm not safe, I'm not touring right now, the pandemic, but what if, I don't know if we can all pay, what if I have to dip into my savings a little more, and then watch someone else come and do what I know God had for me, who can I blame but myself?
Correct. But then we blame other people.
Oh, come on.
The one we will turn that around and blame other people for why that thing didn't happen. Meanwhile, I mean, again, to your point, ideas are nothing all day, every day. People be like, oh my God, I had the idea. Execution is what matters. Until you ideas are, there's 1,000 ideas every single day that people have. The only thing that you see are things that are executed. There's a reason why the US Patent Office does not let you patent and trademark ideas. They don't let you trademark ideas. They say, have you used it? When you use it, you come back to us. Or if you're going to use it, we're not going to trademark a random idea you got. Have you used it? How is it being used in commerce? So every day people sit on ideas. Ideas are birthed and die every single day. Things that never happen. There are a lot of gifted people in this world, a lot of talented people who we will never know because their ideas came and died because they just didn't do it. Because they were afraid of, what if I failed? Well, you failed because you actually didn't create it. You did fail. It was the fail. So that self-fulfilling prophecy is real. You don't fail because it didn't go well. You failed because you didn't even try.
Listen, I tell the story all the time, but it's so true. I thought I was going to the NBA when I was a kid.
Did you?
Right? Dead serious, LUVVIE. You laughed in my face just like my son did. I know. Low-key, I used to be a little bit of a hooper, right? In my mind, I knew I was going to be great from a kid. Played on high school. I should have known. I didn't make varsity. They were like, when I was in 11th grade, they was like, hey, you would either sit on the bench in varsity or you could play on JV. Most people who are in JV in 11th grade don't go on to the NBA. Didn't stop me. I was a late bloomer. After the end of my high school career, I went to a college tryout. And I'm talking about Division 17A, Pinewood College. Okay, trying out with, so far from the University of Washington where I went to school. White boy, 5'3", crossed me up from here to Timbuktu, hit every three in my eye. I couldn't hold him. I couldn't grab him. I couldn't even foul him, LUVVIE. I said, you know what? I can't go on point guard. Let me get down and guard this big man because Another white boy post me up, dunked on me 4 plays in a row. I said, okay. You know what? I don't think this is God's plan for me. But you know why I have peace? Hold on, LUVVIE. That's a little bit too much now. Okay,
No, I'm cackling at the white boy getting you together. The white boy.
First of all,
getting you together.
This is racist.
This is racist.
This
must be my sport. Okay, you like this is racist because you coming to my sport and beating me up. Okay.
This is a racist act, sir. You are performing a racism. How do you know how to do this? I thought you were going this. You over here, you shooting. I reached for you to foul you, couldn't even grab you. But guess what? I went to college knowing, hey, bro, it was the end of the line. High school was where it went for you. I can live with that. What I can't live with, man, what if I would at least try? I don't even know what it was like to even go out there. At least I got the memory of getting crossed over and dunked on for 2 hours.
But that's the thing, though. But that's the thing about failure. Sometimes failure actually is a good thing because it'll pivot you away from the direction that you're going that you're not supposed to. Yeah. Because I thought I was going to be a doctor growing up. Like, it was when I got a D in chemistry, my freshman year of college. Chemistry 101 is where dreams go to die. And I got that D for kill the dream is dead. And that was a gift, because when I got that D, I was like, ma'am, you don't even like hospitals and blood. You don't even want to be a doctor. You'll be the worst doctor in the history of life. Absolutely. And I instantly dropped that pre-med major and killed the doctor dream. I'm so glad I got that D, because Dr. LUVVIE, my
malpractice.
My whole life. Malpractice insurance would be sky high. They'd be like, LUVVIE has killed somebody else today. Damn. So that's what I'm saying is, the dude crossing you was like, Kev, I need you to not play with this basketball. Just go, keep being funny. Keep being funny. Me getting the D, God was like, ma'am, you're nobody's doctor. I ain't put you here for that. Ain't nobody asking you to give nobody injections or nothing like that. Face your front and go work on your blog and go write stuff, because that semester I started my blog. That was 18 years ago. Half my life ago is when I started that blog, is when I got that D. So that was Jesus being like, Auntie, I did not put you here to get anybody's white coats. Okay, don't do it. You're not gonna work in nobody's hospital. So it was a gift.
This is a gift. The gift of failure. Listen, I gotta let LUVVIE go. I gotta go home and play video games with my son. My wife texted me the quote that I was trying to find. Thank you, babe. She said, and she also reminded me to be a father. So I got to go. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, because there's no effort without errors and shortcomings. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who actually strives, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end triumph of high achievement, and who at his worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So that is be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Let me tell you something.
Dare greatly.
Dare greatly. That's the Brene Brown book. So listen.
Loudly.
Fail loudly. Dream audaciously. Fight your fear. If y'all have been blessed by this conversation, okay? I need you. Go ahead, put that URL back up, Kev.
Put it back up. It is
for those of you who are on Instagrams, it's pinned. Buy this book. This is how you can be a part. It's easy to actually just put professionaltroublemakerbook.com, because that's easier to type in. But y'all, buy this book. If this has blessed you, this book is gonna get you together. All right. So that's how the collection plates. If you can sew in the collection plate and come listen to my other conversations with amazing people. Professional Troublemaker book. Kev, it's Professional Troublemaker book. Look at your life. Look at Kev.
I can't spell professional. It gives me I never know if it's 2 R's, 2 F's, or is it 2 F's, 2 O's?
It's 1 F. 1 F. You did it good the first time. It's professionaltroublemakerbook.com. Y'all can find out more about me, more about this book. Buy this book for yourself. Buy it for other people you know who need to hear this message. You know what I mean? And be of service to people. If this has blessed you, y'all go ahead. Amazon got copies. Barnes and Noble's got copies.
Don't just sit here and get all this. How much is it, Love? Got 2025?
Yeah, it's like $26 right now.
$26, y'all. Please let us be the champions of our own authors, writers, singers. Let us be the community that puts ourselves in the places that we want to be. Let us be the ones that break the rules, that open the doors. LUVVIE's not opening the door for herself. She's opening 5, 10 more LUVVIEs. Those who don't even know they're destined to do what she's done. Amen. So let's you know what, man? Actually, these Black people in this how-to era, man, let us help the low key. When we watch LUVVIE succeed and get her book, it lets another person get their book.
Facts.
If you had a good time, if you were touched, if you were blessed, get this book. If you already bought the book, get another one. Give it to someone else. Loan that courage. LUVVIE.
Yes.
I love you. You are the
love
best.
You, fam.
I'm such a fan of yours. I'm so happy, so proud of you guys. Get her book, Patreon Stage Crew. I know y'all like to go crazy. Y'all, let's get the book, screenshot her, send them to her. Let her know what the Stage Crew does, how we pull up and support. Let her know that we, hey, of all the 7 people, Kevin them moved the needle the most. Let them know.
Kev. Like, yes.
Let them
okay.
know. I got it, guys.
Right.
Love you. See you on the gram. God bless y'all. Good night.
Bye, y'all. Share the IGTV. Kev.